Welcome to this particular video, and in this video I'll be introducing you to what is market structure. This is one of the most important aspects of trading, and you need to pay attention to everything I will be showing you in this particular video. There are three things you will need to learn in this particular video, and that is how to identify a structure, how to properly mark a structure, and what exactly is structure. All right. So let me start by showing you a sketch. Now, initially, we started by talking about the behavior of the market where price moves in either an uptrend, downtrend, or price consolidates. Now, in a trending market, we will have series of structures formation, and those structures being violated as price moves in either an uptrend or a downtrend. All right, let me show you a sketch I will be using to properly define a structure for you. So this is a typical example of an uptrend. What we can see right here is called an uptrend. All right, and that's basically when price is moving upward, creating higher highs and higher lows. All right, this is a higher high, this is a higher high, this is a higher high, and this is a higher low, this is a higher low, this is a higher low. The formation of this makes a proper uptrend. Likewise, when we are forming a downtrend, we have the exact opposite of this kind of movement where we can see a series of lower lows, lower lows, lower low, and then a lower high, and a lower high. Whenever we have a combination of these, we have a downtrend. Now, what exactly is a structure? That is the first thing you need to understand. So whenever price pushes from this level to this level, we will have a price range, which is something like this, price creating this highest level and then retracing into this area. So this entire movement is a price range, and it has formed a structure. With this simple formation of movement, we can call this a structure formation. So this particular high that price created has become our reference point. So anytime price pushes above this high, we can confidently say that we have broken this structure. So that is exactly what a break of structure is. And it will create another structure which is forming a high, all right, and creating the range in that movement. So this particular high becomes our new reference point. We will want to put our eyes right above here. So whenever price pushes again and breaks above it, we will call it a break of structure. So a structure is simply a formation of this range. And then when we see price breaks outside it, we will call it a break of structure. As simple as that. We have a break of structure right here, and we will call it a break of structure because price have traded above it. Now, when I go to the chart, I'm going to show you what are the things that makes a valid break of structure and invalid break of structure. The same thing in a downtrend, when you have price creating a range, and that is creating a low and then having this like this. So we have formed a structure. Whenever we push outside it, when we push outside this wall, or what I call a level, we will call it a break of structure, forming another new level, which is this low. So whenever price tries to push outside this guy, we will call it a break of structure, as easy as that. So every time price pushes, we have a break of structure. Don't forget, that is how a break of structure is. We can have a break of structure on a downtrend and in an uptrend. All right. Now you may be wondering, then what exactly is a market structure shift, or what other people call a change of character? It is simple. Now, when you have market going up in this manner, all right, when you have market going up in this manner, you want to watch price keep going up, creating a higher high and a higher low. And every market has a pressure of going up or coming down. Now, we want to put our eyes on that particular price movement. Let me shift this a little bit. As price moves from here to here, we want to put our eyes on this higher low. So at any point, if price keeps creating a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, we can call this a proper uptrend with enough momentum and energy, because we can see now, as far as we have price pushing up to that level, having a breakout structure, this is an active uptrend. Now at any point when price could not make another higher high, and then it crashes down into this area, all right, into this area where we can see price closing below this last higher low, we will say to have a shift in market structure, or what other people call a change of character. All right, now it is an attempt to show you when the uptrend has finally finished. All right, market structure shift, or what other people call change of character. So whenever you see price does this exact kind of movement, it is simply telling you that I am tired of going up, I want to start coming down. And that is when you can officially see price starts coming down, just like the way you can see here. When I go to the chart, you're going to see more of this. Price starts with an uptrend, it closes below the last higher low, all right, higher low, don't forget, and then price starts coming down. All right, so we have a typical example of a downtrend right here, and I'm very sure before a downtrend starts, you must definitely see somewhere where there is an uptrend. If I can find that, let me see where the uptrend finished before a downtrend. All right, so we have this example where we have an uptrend, price pushing above, coming down, pushing, coming down, pushing. Let me show you that. So let's start from just this area. Price had a push from here up to this level and created this high. All right, you're going to see this high time and again. After creating that high, what did we see? Price breaking structure above the high right here. All right, we have a break of structure. Now there is something very important that you need to understand in identifying where the structure is formed. We can use the highest wick on that high or the lowest wick on the low when it comes to a downtrend. Now this is what I mean. In identifying, we need to put our line on the highest wick, and then in calling it a break of structure, we need to see that the body of the candle closes outside the line. Now look at this. This is what I mean by that. Can you see this particular candlestick that has a wick? It closes inside. The body of the candle closes below the line, and this was not where the break of structure happened. The break of structure officially happened when price closed outside the line with the body of the candle, not the wick, with the body of the candle. So please take note of that, because it is important you get that. Price push from here to this level, creating the highest point. The highest point is here, all right, and that is where you will mark as your structure. And if you have price closing above it with the body of the candle, then you can call it a break of structure, a break of structure. And then we have another push up to this level right here, right at this point. Let me show you that. Right at this point, we have this push to that level. Now after having that push, let me mark out so you can see what I'm saying. Price push above that level up until we saw price crashing below the lowest point, which is your shift in market structure. You look for the lowest level and wait for price to close below it, and wait for price to close below it. A market structure shift, or what people call change of character. Now this is simply what it means to have a shifting structure. I am tired of going up, and I marked this place as my lowest level. I am closing below it with the body of the candle, and this was a break of structure initially, until when we saw price crashing. And then this is what most people mark as liquidity sweep. Before every change in market direction, you will anticipate to see a liquidity sweep. Please note that before every shift in market structure, there is a high chance that there will be a sweep of liquidity. Not always, all right? Not always. I'm going to explain that in the future because there are some concepts you will need to know. So every time you see this, maybe price tries to push above and sweep liquidity crashing, and then the beginning of the downtrend starts. The beginning of the downtrend starts. Now we have a formation of a low right here. Did we take out this low? We did not take out this low until at this point. So in this simple movement, where did we see the break of structure? It is no longer a shifting structure because this becomes our high and this becomes our low. All right, it is as simple and easy as that. This is it. This is the lowest level because they are almost in the same area with this guy. So you don't need to stress yourself. So that was the lowest level that price was. And then price closes below it with the body of the candle right here. Which of the candles closes below this guy? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Not this one. So it is this particular candle that closes below with the body of the candle, and that makes it a break of a structure, a break of structure, as easy and simple as that. All right, we will now look for the next point where price break structure again. So from that level, we have price coming down, coming down. Now this is the trickiest part of everything. All right, now remember from here, okay, from here we push down to this lowest area. Okay, I can call this one a break of structure too, because every time I see price doing this, if I have at least 3 candles that are closing above each other, you see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. The bodies are closing above each other. So I will consider this place as a structure again. This one, a break of structure, as small as it is, guys. All right, we will later refine everything, but just have this understanding right now. So price keeps coming. Now the highest lower high I have is here now. As price push down, pushing up to create this retracement. Did we break above it? No, we did not break above it. So we have another retracement. Now we have a shift in market structure. Shift in market structure. All right, every time you close above the lower high, you will have a shift in market structure. Please get this correctly. Price push, coming down. Instead of it to push above until we take out this guy. When price pushed from here, we did not have a shift in structure from a downtrend to an uptrend. But now it is no longer here. Price moved the low here. It is no longer here. It has moved down to that place. Just imagine somebody coming down from a stairs. He jumped from here to here because this retracement that came in showed you that that has happened. All right, don't worry, you will get this correctly. Let's take it gradually. So from here we have this low. Price push trying to create a low, but low did not happen there. It only created a higher low. This is above this guy. So it is no longer here, it is now here. All right, right here. So if we close above this guy, it means we have created a shift in market structure. All right, a shift in market structure. So this is where the shift in market structure actually happened. Now from a downtrend to an uptrend. So we keep seeing it. As far as we keep closing above it, we push above here. I don't consider this as a retracement. This is just a hold in this entire movement. And then price push. Let's see if we closed above this guy. We did not close above it. And this is the new high. We closed above this guy. All right. That is where our break of structure happened. A break of structure right here. All right. That is where our break of structure happened. Just above this guy. So every time you're doing this, please make sure you map out this area. So as you keep going, you're going to see this happen time and again and again and again and again, up to where we started seeing price moving lower, 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 lower from there. And this is it. We have a breakout structure right here. We have a breakout structure. Can we see this? If we map out this as our low, did we have any candlestick that closed with the body below it? We have price push and it created this low, lower than this guy. All right. So I can consider this place as my breakout structure to the downside. The lowest level is always your area of focus. All right. So this is it. This is where price created the low, and then price actually closed below it. Price actually closed below this guy, and then it created another low right here. All right, low right here. So price keeps going down. It created another low right here. The lowest point is always where you're going to focus on. All right. So this one and this one are almost equal locations, so you don't have to bother yourself. So break of structure again to the downside. Every time price does that, is a break of structure. All right, it's a break of structure. It's a break of structure. Every time price does that, don't forget, a break of structure is something like that. All right. So another one, price created a low, and then we closed below it. Is that a break of structure? Absolutely, break of structure. All right, price pushed above, and now look at this. We have a lower high that was created here. If we are just to consider this place, we don't know what will happen. We don't know what will happen, but as far as we have this, we have another lower high. So if we are to take this guy out, we will call it a shifting structure from a downtrend to an uptrend. So we will watch how price will do as we play it out. Anytime we close above it, now we have a shifting structure. So this is when you will start considering this as an uptrend. All right, and then you can adjust it to show you the exact location, maybe above this high, and that is where you are going to watch price keeps going to an uptrend, and you will look, okay, for an uptrend now it turned to a downtrend because this is the low. So price have a lot of uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. So you have to pay attention to everything happening right here. Another shifting structure, but this one was a break of structure. A break of structure, don't forget, as far as price is having an upward movement, we shifted structure, we push above, and this time around we crashed below the lowest area. That is our market structure shift again. So this is the first video about market structure. I'm going to go through it again and show you more practical examples. This is market structure shift 1.0. I will do the second video so you can have a better understanding. See you there.